Borrowing books made easy. We deliver books to your doorstep. Sign up now at mybookshelf.com.pk. Hi everyone, welcome to the Tea with My Bookshelf. Today's guest needs no introduction. Anoushey Ashraf is an actor, TV personality, VJ, RJ, social media star, and pretty much overall boss lady. She embodies everything that women are supposed to be. Strong, intelligent, confident, self-assured, and not afraid to speak up when it really matters. Added bonus, she looks good while doing all of these things. So let's have some tea with Anoushey. Hi Anoushey.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Thank you for having
We've
me.
been chasing you for a while, so finally our dreams have come true.
Oh, how lovely. Well, no,
But it's worth
so
it.
excited because I saw this Instagram page and I checked it out properly and I was like, my goodness, it's happening and it's happening so well.
I know.
Now
We
I'm
are trying.
So I'm feeling quite
Special. Okay. So I actually worked for Indus Music for like a month.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it's a small world. Back in like early 2000s, I was back from college and I remember you buzzing around the office.
Yeah.
And what's so cool, speaking of kind of Pakistani pop music, like we had the whole kind of vital signs and Junoon, then we had strings,
Yes.
and then there was a lull. And then early 2000s, Nouri, and there's like this explosion, right?
Yeah,
and you
Nouri,
were,
Atif,
exactly,
and
you were like in the fray, like
there,
at that time. You were right there, you witnessed that whole journey. What was that like? I mean, I would really interested to know.
It was amazing. Like I still look back at that time being one of the best times of my life. And the best times of your life at the times when you don't know they're the best times of your life.
Yeah,
because that's how much fun you're having.
Yeah.
So I think we were oblivious to the kind of impact we were making and the way the music channel took off. And then Atif was born and Nouri was born and Fusion was born. And Ali Zafar came out and, it was just all over the place. There was music happening all over the place and we were bringing it to the people.
Yeah. And it was like a movement. It
was a
wasn't
movement.
just music, Yeah.
I mean, I come from an era where people used to handwrite letters. So they used to send me posters, khud sketch karke, my face, my dogs in them. And I used to have to show them on screen because they were request shows. And letters used to come into the mailbox.
Yeah.
Like emails used to come in, but we were all about handwritten notes. So they would come with presents, they would come with stickers and art and glue. And,
amazing.
And it was such a great time because even though we were less exposed in terms of how we should be dressing and if my makeup is correct and if my hair is right or in place, I think our hearts were in it. And we were just having the best time of our lives, and that kind of sort of transcended on screen.
Yeah, you guys were like the pioneers at that time, like all of you.
Really good time.
And what do you think of like the Pakistani pop culture scene right now as compared to like 20 years ago?
Well, it's evolved. And it had a tough time in the middle, a really bad time.
Yeah.
And with government changes and policies and, the news and religion and all of that taking the forefront.
Yeah.
Political issues. So concerts weren't safe.
Absolutely.
Then according to somebody, they weren't right because it's music. Then according to somebody else, it was just, COVID and then
one thing after another.
But I think hats off to big brands. Coke Studio tried and then they kept at it. Small, big, they kept at it.
Yeah, thank God for Coke Studio.
Thank God for Coke Studio and thank God for social media platforms like Spotify and Instagram and stuff where people just put out their own stuff. They're like, ab hame channel ki zarurat nahi hai.
You're so right.
And we're going to just make our music and we're going to put out our videos there. So artists like Hassan Rahim, for instance, or like Shamoon Ismail just got them.
Even like Shay Gill, like she sang on her own page.
Yeah, and she just sang and sent her demo in.
Amazing.
And kudos to these people who picked her up. Zulfi, I have to give him a big shout out because he's a good friend of mine and he's been making music forever since we started our career.
Really?
Now he's directing, producing Coke Studio.
Wow.
So he kind of found these people and gave them a chance. And I think it's given Pakistani music a new lease of life.
Yeah.
Which I'm very appreciative of. And he's managed to combine the old with the new. So there's Abda Parveen Saiba. There's Nasibu Lal, who we always made fun of because she used to sing Punjabi film songs.
I know, but the fusion sort of works.
But he understood that talent hota hai. True. Jahan se bhi ho. So those Justin Biebis came from like some gaon in Punjab. And then this guy came from Gilgit-Baltistan. And the respect that they have for each other, because I was there when I hosted the launch of the show. It was unreal. It was really nice.
And the fraternity kind of comes together in
and now the old are working with the new, and he's made Atif collaborate with Abdullah Siddiqui, some guy who's been performing 20 years, is now a newbie. And that's the only way to keep yourself relevant as well and keep moving forward.
Yeah. So, and as a Pakistani, it's such a sense of pride to see a show like such high quality and so well organized and such a high level of production.
You can tell that there's heart in it.
Totally.
It's just not, technicalities.
Yeah.
There's heart in this project.
Loving it.
Which is really nice. It's been good for all of us.
Okay. And speaking of culture, like one thing about us, I don't want to say a negative, but just an observation. Over the years, we're always kind of obsessed with either it's like, American pop culture or British literature. Now there's like this wave of like Turkish, everyone wants to be Ertugrul like on his horse or whatever. What is it about us,
Yes.
But my point is, what is it about our culture that we can't find a sense of pride within us, and we're always looking to other countries and trying to imbibe from them?
So yesterday I was watching Pasuri and somebody was like, oh, it's nice, but it's so Bollywood. So I was like, what do you mean? It sounds really Indian. So I was like, I hope you know that we are part of the Indian subcontinent. This is also a part of who we are.
History,
Like what Ali Seth is making or what anybody of these people are, the instruments are very similar and stuff like that. We, however, have decided to disassociate from that and try to make our own little... our dramas are good.
Yeah.
They have an identity of their own. They used to be better back in the day.
Yeah.
But I feel like between being pulled by one side towards, we are Muslims and Saudi Arabia, leads the influence in terms of how we carry ourselves and how we should be as Muslims. And there's a big struggle between then our actual identity, which is the Indian subcontinent. So we've come down from the Mughals where we know Kathak and we love poetry and we love art and architecture and we love all of that as well, right? So then when you go into the northern areas of Pakistan, they're more like Central Asian almost. So I think identity आ नहीं पाई क्योंकि वो पाकिस्तान के झंडे के नीचे unity ही नहीं आ पाई. So Hindustani feels Hindustani and Afghani feels he's an Afghan. Yeah. But I think a Pakistani feels like मैं अभी भी सिंधी हूँ या मैं पंजाबी हूँ, or I'm like from, and that is kind of what makes me sad because my family migrated from Iran, much later after partition and stuff. But I was born and raised here, so I feel like I keep telling all my Sindhi and Punjabi and Pathan friends, I'm like, hey man, I'm actually Punjabi, Pakistani, you know what I mean? I was born here and I was raised here, so I am actually, and they're like, nahin, but your blood, I was like, no, bloodline, jo bhi hai.
I'm
was
Pakistani,
born here, so I technically, I have love for the country because I don't identify with anyone.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to put it,
I was like, I feel like this entire country is my country. You feel like your province is not better than that, that province is doing better than this. So I was like, I can't feel any of it because I was not from here. So I feel like I was born as Pakistani.
And speaking of like the dramas, like one thing, I mean, the reason I've stopped watching Pakistani dramas is like all the women are either crying or they are like, tisri shadi, chauthi, panchvi. I mean, why are they all so sad and depressed? And what
that's the reason.
Why do we want to see that? Like, why does the audience want to see like a sad case? Why can't we see a happy, independent, like normal human being? Like, what is it like gives me rage when I see them.
It does. And I'll tell you something though, even though I've been in the business for over 20 years, I have seen one Pakistani drama in my life.
No way.
Because it used to trigger me.
I agree.
I was like, ये मैं क्यों देख रही हूँ? और मैं अपनी intellect और अपनी जिंदगी में अगर मेरे पास घंटा है दिन का, तो why don't I
ज़ाया क्यों कर रही
add value to my life? But that's what I grew up with in the sense meaning कि किताब पढ़ लो या National Geographic देख लो. I used to love animals. My father used to take us to the sea often for fishing and scuba diving and so we always were connected with nature. So Nat Geo used to be my go-to channel.
Amazing.
After coming back home. And even PTV में एक अच्छा time था जब जानवरों पे documentaries आती थी. Ants. I don't know if you guys remember.
No, I remember.
But they used to have this whole series in the evenings where they'd go from like nature to like alphabets, to like poetry, and then one drama, and then the news, and then cartoon in the morning, and then end it.
Yeah,
like, that was the
finish.
end. But you know, the simplicity was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And it was wholesome. I do not understand Pakistan's obsession with these dramas, but I do feel like people have started talking about the fact that, you know, it's becoming more and more redundant in terms of seeing women who are miserable, and now they're I can say that they are trying to delve into different scripts.
But isn't it scary in a way?
I'm glad that you made that noise.
Yeah.
People did say, okay, what on earth is going on?
Exactly.
So for people to get out of the box. So I was finally offered my first drama.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I've been offered many dramas, but I chose not to because I was like, no, I love my hosting. But so they actually were like, we thought of you because the script is like this. And I went to just read because I was laughing. I was like, अब क्या drama शुरू हो गया? 25 साल से काम कर रही हूँ. But you know, what he showed to me was really interesting. And I was like, wow. And then the young boy, he's a new filmmaker, but he's comes from an affluent household. So he's got the finances to make stories that he wants to tell.
Wow.
So it's become interesting because now he's making 6 projects simultaneously and none of them have domestic abuse. And they've gone into like strange things like genres like suspense and thriller.
Okay, and, that's really exciting.
Don't know how we're going to do in it because we're not used to it, but he's hired writers from India to help writers in Pakistan and get something like things like that going as well.
Okay. And do you think like, okay, so our audience loves to like imbibe all of this, but do you think is it cyclical? Are they loving watching this because that's what they're getting, or are we giving them this crap because that's what they want? Like, which way do you think
I think it's always in the hands of the television screen. Like the people who want TV channels. This is not what people want.
Okay.
I mean, people will see whatever you're trying to dumb them down, and media influences you. So media, I mean, when PTV first began with Saira Kazmi, Rahat Kazmi, Bushra Ansari, Anwar Maqsood Sahab, Moin Akhtar Sahab, they were legends.
That's what
and
I'm
people
saying.
watched them.
And Ankahi was so good.
And they did great shows.
Yes.
And people watched them. But it's somebody decided to start Big Boss, you know, and then people started watching that. Like, usse pehle, they were very happy watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something intelligent like a game show that were good, you know, informative. I used to watch this Born Vita quiz contest. Bachon ka hota tha.
So did I.
And it used to be very interesting because it had history, geography, and you could pick a segment. And then, you know, it just all kind of became, and I would also kind of again take the Indian influence in because they did that first. They did.
Yeah.
And you know, while their films and all have gone ahead and they're obviously they're culturally and religiously more accepting of these things, and that's fine. It's different. But they've also kind of you know, downgraded the quality of television.
Reality. Do you think reality show has
Big
done
Boss
that?
वहाँ जाता है and everybody was tuning in, so they want to have it here. वहाँ पे road show शुरू हो गई and they were just done really badly. And it was all about just
poor productions
and poor stories and gali galoch and you're just like really.
You're really catering to the mindless.
Well, maybe the US started it with that. Jerry Maguire.
Not Jerry Maguire.
Who was he? Jerry.
Yeah. And MTV had Road Rules, like back in the day, which was like reality. And then the Kardashians
and stuff. And now the
Kardashians.
But you see, when I see the Kardashians, I still see some semblance. I know I sound very prejudiced.
No, I love the Kardashians. You know what?
I know I sound really prejudiced. But you know, they're business women making tons of money.
Good family values,
Yeah, they've got family values. They've got this vision going. But when I see some of our hosts and stuff sitting on TV, and I don't want to take any names, because you know them yourselves. But when they ask certain questions, I'm like, अच्छा तो मेरी market में लोग ये कर रहे हैं, you know. And Faizan and I, we're dear friends, and you know, we make a lot less money than say some of the big anchors on Pakistan TV, right? So sometimes we're just sitting there and we're like, we'll always be poor. Our talent is not good enough. talented ही नहीं, you know, like we just joke between ourselves.
It's
We're like,
true.
हम तो कभी हमारे पास कभी प्राडो नहीं होगी अपने पैसों की, तुम सिर्फ चलाना पूरी जिंदगी. Like this is what we keep doing with each other, and we keep laughing because we're like, you know, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We just cannot.
But how dumb is it? Like it's
And you're
really
dumbing
like
down your
cringe.
people. And I've spoken to channel heads, and then their explanation is ratings, and it is also true. But then thank God for people like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whoever who are trying to tell people that not really, buddy.
Yeah.
You give them quality stuff which is interesting.
Yes.
It'll happen.
For
so you know,
sure.
like I mean, Spider-Man and Superman sell out in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Pakistani movies don't.
True.
There's a reason,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You're giving them something.
Some quality product.
Some quality
yeah.
products. And some films have done well.
Yeah.
And I went and saw them. There was that Fahad Mustafa film. And,
Even the one about the Air Force, I forgot what the name was, with Hania. Yeah, that was
Parwaaz
really...
Junoon.
Parwaaz Junoon. That was
they
really
were,
good.
They were good.
Yeah, they were good.
They were good, and
movies.
people went in and saw them.
Yeah.
So it'll happen.
Yeah.
But you just keep saying people want to see.
Yeah.
People are just saying because even when I am not doing anything in life, I somehow turn on a morning show and I'm just like
Like a zombie.
because it's on some level so bad that it's interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's like
It's
a train
so
wreck.
silly
Yeah.
that you're like, oh, you know the three women and they're like, pamper बच्चे को पहले कौन पढ़ाएगा, and they're like, नाड़ा कौन पहले बांधता है, let's see कौन सबसे अच्छी बीवी है, and I'm like, हाँ कौन बांधेगा इनमें से, you know, like which actress of these is actually a good नाड़ा, like, you know, घुसाने वाला in the नाड़ा, in the shalwar, and rating.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of, you have never been shy to, you know, give your opinion, which is one of the things I think we love about you. You say it as it is, you call people out, you say it. In a very, very starkly patriarchal society,
Yes.
how has that worked out for you?
It's worked out well. I've managed to surround myself with people who
Yeah.
make me feel like I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked beyond those 15 people.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
feel like there's some people who think it's okay.
Yeah.
And then I meet people who think it's okay.
Yeah.
And then I eat with people who think it's okay. So
Yeah.
I'm like, however, I mean, you know, I've come a long way. I must say this, that, you know, there was a time when I didn't understand the concept of feminism myself. And, you know, I may have said a couple of things that were politically incorrect. And I've apologized on TV. And I have no qualms in saying that I'm sorry. But I was ready to learn.
Yeah.
And I was ready to understand कि ठीक है, मुझे कुछ concepts समझ में नहीं आते. But I'm going to try and understand, you know. And I'm going to try and be the middleman. So I'm going to try and make people connect. Because I felt like there was a comment I passed, and I don't want to go back into what I said. But there was a very big backlash from a liberal viewpoint. And a lot of support from the conservative side. And then when I kind of tried to make people understand their stance, like where the liberals are coming from, then there was a backlash from this side. And I feel like as a TV presenter, you are in the middle and you're trying to bring people to communicate.
Yeah, facilitate a
I'm
dialogue.
a facilitator.
Yeah.
So my opinions should not be out there so much unless it's actually offensive. But I should be able to make a middle ground because it happens. And I keep writing this on my Instagram. I just came back from Iraq, right? And I had a great spiritual journey. So when I came back, people are like, oh, वापस आते ही हरकतें शुरू को I was on radio the next morning. Making my little videos and going like, पीछे hurt, you know, like, and they're like, आई नहीं और हरकतें शुरू. And my friends are worried, like, are you going to come out with us tonight? Because we're going to this party. And only if you're comfortable. I was like, you guys, I mean, you know, I really need to bridge this gap. And I'm glad that I've gotten a platform where I do.
Yeah.
Where I do.
You really do.
The people actually call me from like little villages in Pakistan, and I prefer talking to them and hearing their stories and just going out every weekend and socializing with my friends because I feel like it's made me a lot more well-rounded in terms of what's going on with my country and the people in my country.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
And speaking of being well-rounded, I mean, what kind of just from your Instagram and just as, you know, someone who follows you, you know, I've noticed you have a really good balance in life. As you said, you know, you have the spiritual with the social, you have the cerebral with, you know, whatever, you know, you're a fashionista, you have, you know,
I'm very bad.
no, you are. No, you look wonderful. But, you know, you travel, you love traveling, you love reading, you're an animal activist and you're a working woman. How do you balance all of this and what advice do you give to women to kind of keep that work-life balance?
Well, I mean, I'm not a married woman, and I understand that being married and having
that
children
changes
can be
things
a bit of
lot.
a challenge.
Yeah.
So for me, things are just a little easier in terms of getting up and going somewhere, doing what I want.
Yeah.
If Temu right now after this show tells me let's go and plant some trees, I'll be like, हाँ time है,
Yeah.
you know, like so I kind of end up doing more things. But that's how I guess I keep busy because had I had children, then I could understand. But work-life balance, in terms of spirituality, in terms of taking care of my animals, in terms of taking time off to travel, I kind of have. I mean, my work means the world to me, but it doesn't mean everything to me.
Yeah, you compartmentalize it so well.
So I kind of take my time off in any time of work, and luckily, alhamdulillah, I'm in a position to be able to say no when I don't want to work. I freelance a lot, except for radio. I pick up a project for a week and then the project's over and then move on to the next. So my dates are flexible. I get to travel. I make a decent amount of money so I can do this, that, land up here, there. And at the end of the day, I mean, and I said that the other day on my Instagram as well, that when you start enjoying something, you start making time for it. So, and I started enjoying being a person who wanted to do a little bit of everything. So I actually ended up making time for everything. So I have time for family, I have time for my dogs and cats, I make sure I have time for reading, and then I have ample time for work. And then in my mornings are like, they start at 5 a.m. so I have ample time for prayer and meditation.
Amazing.
And I've done it.
Amazing.
And it's worked well. And it's hard for people to understand, but if I'm enjoying it, I feel like that's what's important.
Yeah.
कि मजा आ रहा है, and I keep telling them that मुझे तो मजा आ रहा है, try it, नहीं आया तो छोड़ देना, फिर सुबह 4 बजे सोते रहना, लेकिन मुझे 10 बजे with a good book बिस्मिल घुसने में बहुत मजा आ रहा है, like it's really nice, you know, like I look forward to getting back home and I'm like
Netflix and your book
and my dog is sitting next to me, the AC is on, and I'm just like
best feeling in the world.
Oh my goodness, that feeling is priceless.
Yeah. So when and if you choose to get married and when and if you choose to have kids, do you think that dynamic is going to change a lot, or would you like it to change a lot? Are you willing to give up certain things which you may have to depending on your in-law situation and, you know, the whole Pakistani drama that happens, you know, when one gets married? What are your thoughts on that?
I almost got married once.
Yeah.
But, and I saw the drama before I got married, thankfully. Thankfully the episode came.
Saw it before.
वो episode release हो गई before, online leak हो गई. और मैंने सब कुछ witness कर लिया, साल से क्या ये शादी तो मैं नहीं कर सकती. You know? Yeah. And my parents are supportive, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, thank God.
So, yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't plan so much into the future. So I would also like to see where I go and how I am. But I do try and make peace with the fact that, you know, so I have some things that I want to do, like perhaps, you know, get married. I was never too big on children. Not that I dislike them.
It's okay if you do.
No, I don't. I like children and they like me.
They love you.
They love me.
They do.
But I never thought about, you know, like, so even today I keep telling my father that I was like, I've just let the process be. Like I've put my life in God's hands, or the divine, or the universe, or whatever it is that you want to call it. And I kind of have become really chilled out since it happened because now my responsibility is
Yeah.
So I was like, अगर बच्चे होने होंगे इंशाल्लाह तो होंगे. अगर मुझे पाकिस्तान छोड़ना पड़ेगा किसी से बाहर शादी करने के लिए तो वो होगा. अगर वो नहीं होगा तो वो नहीं होगा. और अगर बच्चे नहीं होंगे तो हम अडॉप्ट कर लेंगे. अगर हो जाएंगे तो अपने हो जाएंगे. So
you're kind of going with the flow.
I'm not going to stress out about whatever it is that's going on, and that's really helped me with my own mental health and anxiety.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of made life a lot better because I've now started to enjoy the little things that I do have in my life, which is which are remarkable. So much more than so many other so many other people have.
Yeah. And can I tell you, it's never enough. You see, it's like, especially for a society, like, okay, you get married, then it's like, oh, when you're having a kid, then you have a kid. Like, I have one child. And to this day, it's like, why don't you have a second child? I mean, it's just not in, you know what I'm saying? It never ends. So it's not even like by doing what you're supposed to, you can, you know, appease the higher powers because you can't. So it has to be about yourself.
And coming from a good place. So I think once you understand that they may not mean harm and you can filter it out.
But they are being nosy and invasive.
That's for sure.
You know?
But then you can be stern.
Yeah.
You don't have to be badtameez.
Yeah.
But like, there are people in my family who've like told me things like, oh, you've had depression because beta kutta ghar mein, aur kutte se to aapko pata hai. So I looked at them and I was like, I was like, मैं कुत्ता 20 साल से घर में and I've done more than anybody else in this household.
Yeah.
And not household.
Yeah,
my
but like,
parents are
yeah.
amazing. But like a lot of people in my family, for
Yeah.
instance. Like I made a career for myself. People like me. I do things. So I was like, maybe he's brought me luck.
Yeah.
For all you know, maybe this dog brought me. So when they say these things, I very gently but very sternly tell them that I'm not encouraging this talk.
Yeah.
I'm old enough.
Yeah.
So you are not allowed to say this to me anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where I draw the line. I'm like, I'm not disrespecting you.
No.
But it upsets me. So let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then my aunts and uncles have become very nice about it. Because
Okay.
they've now understood
The boundaries.
the boundaries, which you can create without having to ruin relationships and destroy your communication. I love my family, extended family. My immediate family is amazing. Extended family, but aunties, uncles in passing say things like, हाँ वो तबीयत नहीं खराब क्योंकि कुत्ता घर में है और नमाज कबूल नहीं. I was like, ठीक है.
Yeah.
I was like, ठीक है. But now, like I went for Umrah and I went for like ziyarat or whatever, and I came back and I pulled out very auntie's leg and I was like, man, considering all that I do, they just keep calling me and I just keep going.
Zinger.
I was like, I didn't ask anybody. I just wrote a letter to Imam Ali and there was a call straight on. So I was like, now I found a direct connection, so I'm not going through you any longer.
Yeah.
So don't tell me what I need to do.
Yeah.
I found my own direct route.
True. But what about like toxic people, right? Do you think one should like still kind of keep that connection? Yeah, exactly. It's like take out the trash.
It's the hardest thing I've done in my life.
I can imagine.
Like, from closest friends to certain family members, it's been the hardest thing.
Yeah.
And I think it really initially fed my, again, anxiety. Because I was like, I can't believe that I'm going to have to break away from these things, right? But again, without being rude and badtameez, I try to explain to them that how their behavior is not helping me. So I need to just be good. And I took my space from some of my best friends for a couple of years and we all came around again. Yeah. And it was better. And we're not best friends today, but we're good friends and that's great. Because that's exactly where we should be. And it had to happen with cutting the cord, as hard as it was.
Yeah.
And something or the other happens, the universe, God, whoever it is that you believe in, they fill that vacuum in with other people. When you start looking for people that you would think would bring you happiness, you find them. And literally, there were two people who I was like, yaar, right now I need space from this. And within 3-4 months, I met two different people from completely different walks of life. One through work, one through another friend.
Wow.
And they've become like my support system.
Amazing.
And I was like,
That's crazy
I
how
made
the
some
universe,
room, so you have to make that space to let others in. And I did.
Amazing.
And it worked. So I suggest everybody to do that because you will find your tribe, जिसे हम कहते हैं,
The tribe is important. I
It is
love
important.
the tribe.
And Pakistan में थोड़ा मुश्किल है, लेकिन मिल जाएगी.
No, सबको मिल जाती है. True. So another thing is like, I'm on Instagram a lot and I've noticed that like when there's a picture of a woman and if people don't like what she's wearing and it doesn't even need to be like anything outrageous or vulgar, it's just like a normal, like what a normal human being would wear. Yeah. But you can be like, okay, I don't like that, or you unfollow, but the rage and like the hatred that it generates. And I always wonder, like, why are you so angry about it? Okay, I mean, in your household, maybe the women are not wearing it, but this is just some random actress.
So this is what I tell a lot of people, and I don't want to sound controversial because, I believe in the right for you to practice your faith the way you want to. Whether it is the hijab that you want to take or whether it's whatever it is that you want to do, whatever. And I respect it a lot. But I do sometimes tell these people, okay, if you feel like you're so close to Allah, then why are you so bitter with my choices? You're the one who's supposed to be in heaven because you've connected with God.
And peaceful and zen.
And you've connected with your religion. And you are a representative. You should be Nurani Chehra and in bliss.
Yes.
And I should be totally in the opposite direction maybe. But I was like, ulta ho gaya yahan pe. I'm feeling very calm and zen in my life. और आपको मेरे कपड़ों से इतनी तकलीफ, मेरे बातों से इतनी तकलीफ, मेरे म्यूजिक करियर से इतनी तकलीफ. तो I was like, फिर आपने सीखा क्या? सिवाय तो आप अपने स्टडी को रिविजिट करें और देखें how to change your perspective, because if your religion is making you aggressive or angry, then you have to question yourself.
Yes.
And ask yourself why.
And why are you so angry?
Why? You're not supposed to be angry.
No. And I noticed you like sometimes reply like on your...
I do.
Like
because I've read enough about the Prophet and his family and everybody. They were not ever angry people.
No.
They never abused anybody. They never even had an opinion about anybody. They just led by their own characters. Like they were who they were, and people learned through the way they were.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, good man. Let's follow him. He knows. Or whatever.
And why don't you just unfollow?
Why don't you just
unfollow? Why are you being moral police?
In Pakistan, because of lack of education, access to good healthcare, lack of jobs, I think that kind of frustration also kicks in. It's just not about being conservative, right? There are people who are really frustrated because there are people who abused me and I've replied back to him because they've been young and I've seen their profiles and I've put a picture, some gowns, and I was like, beta, kya hua?
Wow.
क्यों किया आपने ऐसा बताओ? No ma'am, I actually really like you, लेकिन मैं 6 हफ्ते से मैसेज कर रहा था, आप जवाब ही नहीं दे, जो मैंने गाली दी तो आपने जवाब दिया.
Oh my God.
You know, so I was like, अच्छा. तो I was like, लेकिन गाली देने की क्या ज़रूरत थी? लेकिन हमारी कोई सुनता नहीं है. I've been looking for a job. So I kind of, then started feeling like, so initially it used to upset me and I used to cry. And now I've actually understood that the person sitting behind that keyboard being abusive and saying terrible things is having a really hard time in their life. And I know I'm not trying to sound like I'm holier than thou.
No, I understand.
Because it is frustrating and they say some really terrible things and sometimes I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm going to track you down with the CPLC and make sure that I slap you in person.
Yes.
But I really, really understand their lack of influence and their lack of significance bothers them. And the fact that they've not been able to do anything like what you may have had the power to do.
Absolutely.
And that does not sit well with them, and it's sad because they haven't had the opportunity. So if they were better educated, if they had better exposure, if they had better jobs, and hence I'm very pro, like people keep saying bang TikTok, Facebook bang kar do. I'm like, as ridiculous as it is, it resonates with people, and there are people sitting in villages making money out of it, and they're making some really hilarious things.
Yeah, it's cute.
I was like, just let them be.
Yeah.
I was like, just let them be. You don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it.
And this is what I tell my intellectual friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't like it, don't watch it. You don't like the new music that's coming up because it's bakwas and this is not real music. Don't hear it.
Yeah.
But if they're getting some respect and getting some sort of an outlet, I don't think we're anybody to really make a call on.
Yeah. There should be space for everyone.
There should be space for everybody to do what they want to do unless they're harming somebody else. However, trolls are harming people. They harm people's mental health.
Especially like every
harm people's
lanti is everything is lanti, and I'm just like, why?
Lanti, like one of my friends, I'm not going to take her name, but when Kandil Baloch was brutally murdered, and it was horrible. And somebody was like, ha. And my friend put up a picture the next day, and they're like, ab tumhari bari. Just to read that.
My goodness.
And then CPLC has helped a lot. The cybercrime in Pakistan has become
unity.
Good. Yeah. They're actually pretty good because they understand. And then we got calls from Google in the US who are now, it happened recently, they're now working on making the net a safer space for women, across the world and including South Asia because, like violence is so prevalent here.
Of course.
And when I started sharing stories about women who've been through abuse because they were like, just hide our names. So I did this campaign, I don't know, it's way down my Instagram now. It's called Believe Women.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
So a lot of women started writing, and then there were these men who were like, can you write on our behalf? And the stories that the men shared were horrific. Like with their madrasa stories and with their stories with the guards and the chowkidars. And they were like, can you just share that how we have been abused as well? And I was like, I will. So I was waiting for Ramzan to get over and me do my travels and come back. So I'll do a series of the inbox messages of the horrific stories that have come into me from men across Pakistan.
Wow.
And the way that they've been abused as youngsters. So that frustration kind of just transcends into lanati, kya samajhti ho apne aap ko? Because उनके पास इस वक्त सिर्फ उनका मजहब है जो उनको थोड़ा होप देता है उनकी ज़िंदगी में और कोई
dismal completely
कुछ दिलासा नहीं है ना उनकी ज़िंदगी में पैसा लिखा है ना उनकी ज़िंदगी में तालीम ज़्यादा लिखी है opportunity के लिहाज से and so I kind of just look at it that way and then I just let it go And sometimes I do comedy.
No,
with
yeah,
them.
but no, thank you so much though, because like stuff like, mental health and just, animal activism and, being secular, all these things are so important. And thank you for kind of bringing it out there, because you've got this platform and it's so important for people like you to talk about it so that the rest of us can be like, okay, so can we? Because so many times, even with my bookshelf, like Iram and I will be like, should we put this book? Should we say this? We're so scared because...
Even I had to alter something today from a book that I was reading by Harari.
Yeah.
Right? And he just kind of challenges things that you cannot challenge in the world at this moment.
Exactly.
So I was like, edit, and then copy paste.
Exactly.
What the gist of it should come out, because people should be ready to hear this.
Absolutely.
And people are not ready.
People are not ready to they have these, kind of blinders on, and they only want to focus on what they think is right. And there's so much else happening in the world.
Yeah. But I wouldn't just say that, and at the cost of like my friends hating me, I wouldn't just say that about conservative people. I think a lot of liberal people also kind of
100%.
make it very hard for me to... So there was a Maulana on my show once and he said, beta, if you cover your head, तो मेरे लिए थोड़ी आसानी हो जाएगी. तो मैंने कहा, क्योंकि his fraternity will tell him, he sat at the host and she had her hair showing.
How interesting.
So it's very difficult for them to then offer an explanation.
Wow.
So I put a little dupatta on my head and I sat down and I was like, whatever makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
And I sat and I interviewed him, and then the next thing I know, people are like, why are you being a hypocrite?
Yeah.
Why are you being a hypocrite? You don't take a dupatta, but when a Maulana comes on, you enable these people. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I felt cornered. My anxiety again was bad. And I was like, I didn't mean it. And I started offering an explanation to my own friends. And that's when I realized that, standing up for the truth and trying to be in the middle, to understand everybody is a hard place to be. It's just a hard place to be because you mess up on both ends.
Yeah. No one's happy.
So at some point or the other.
Yeah.
Because playing music is upsetting some.
Yeah. And wearing the dupatta
and going for ziyarat has upset some.
Yeah.
And I'm like, मैं कहाँ जाऊँ? I'm just doing what I think I want to do.
So in the end, you just do what you want to do. Yeah.
And then you find acceptance. What's really weird is, and I'd like to take this platform to speak, and Taimur is thinking I'm talking a lot, but I will say it. But when you start respecting yourself and your actions, people sort of kind of give that respect back to you. So when I was nervous and unsure of who I was, then every word that would come would affect me negatively. But now that I've built some self-respect, कि ठीक है, आप भी कहो, आपकी भी opinion है, आप भी कहो, आपकी भी राय है, मैं भी हूँ, मेरी भी राय है. I found this sort of peace. Okay, ठीक है. And then now it doesn't affect me so much.
Okay. On that beautiful note, let's do some rapid fire.
How much did I scoop?
No, you didn't. It was lovely.
Edit.
No, it was superb.
I'm working on
it. I loved it. No.
It's the chai.
No.
This caffeine makes me... My doctor's like, beta, limit your caffeine. I can't wake up in the morning.
We're going to show it uncut.
Yes, uncut version. Director's cut. Yeah.
One take.
Okay. Okay. Rapid fire.
Yes.
Let's go. Favorite book growing up?
Oh, a lot of Enid Blyton and like a lot of...
Yeah, same. Enid Blyton. Love it.
Yeah, possibly. A
favorite band?
Growing up.
Yeah.
It's typical. I love the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I love them. Best.
I knew all the dancers.
Which one was your favorite Backstreet Boy?
It was between Brian and Nick.
Yeah.
Nick was cute and blonde and blue-eyed, and as people who suffered with colonialism all our lives, you were like, ये गोरा है, ये बहुत cute है. इसकी तो आंखें भी नीली हैं, but Brian had a nicer personality.
Yeah, Brian was really understated. Yeah.
But Nick was
cutie.
Like, he was, in my eyes, that's the definition of handsome, blonde and blue-eyed.
Especially in Quit Playing Games, he's like a little...
He was cute though.
Even
if he's blonde and blue-eyed, he's still cute.
Okay, favorite city you have ever visited?
Goodness. This is always a very difficult one.
Yeah, this is a tough one for you.
I mean, I enjoy traveling so much that even if a city is not nice, I enjoy it. Because I'm like, this is this experience.
Yeah.
However, Stockholm was really nice. I really like Scandinavia, actually, oddly enough. And I really enjoyed Lisbon. And as in Portugal, I preferred it to Spain. I like Mexico City a lot. So yeah, maybe a few cities. And in terms of our part of the world, I mean, I'm now beginning to explore the Middle East, but I get me into trouble, but I like traveling through India. I thought it was very diverse, and I felt like we can get a better understanding of the subcontinent and the Mughals and our own history if we're exposed to just travel. I'm not talking about the people and the government and the policies, but the kind of history and everything and the diversity I saw over there was very interesting.
Favorite cuisine?
Thai.
Okay, love it.
Pakistani.
It's okay. Going out or staying in?
So maybe it's biryani with some Thai chicken curry on it. Yeah.
Going out or staying in?
Believe it or not, staying in.
Really?
As much as I feel like, but not, this is it.
Acha.
Today, I'm done.
Okay, you're done after
I'm going to go back and crawl into bed now.
Okay. Atif Aslam or Ali Zafar?
In terms of?
Music,
Atif.
Okay.
Atif.
A destination still on your bucket list?
I really want to go to Australia. I've never been to Australia, New Zealand, and Japan.
Okay.
So I'm really fascinated.
Cherry blossom season in Japan should be stunning.
Yeah. And now I have a friend there, so he lives in downtown Tokyo, so I can afford to live there.
Yeah. Okay.
I will sleep on his couch. I went to Hong Kong a few years ago, and I was like, goodness. And now with the dollar.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah. What is anyone going to do now?
I'm just going to have to, now, if I marry, I might as well just marry for the money.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think you've answered that question.
Well, I have to tell you a story about Shadi.
Okay. Please.
Do you have time?
Yes.
Am I talking too much?
No, go.
So this guy sends me an inbox message on my Instagram. He's like, Anoushey, I love you and I love what you do. I think you're beautiful. I was like, yeah. He's like, marry me and this will be yours. And niche na pictures hai. I'm like, this will be mine. And I click on it and it's a blue Honda Civic. And he's sent me a picture of the gear like box, the dashboard, like it's new and it's polished.
I hope it is automatic.
So I wrote to him, and I was like, but a Civic मैंने खुद ले ली है. I was like, और दिखाओ. But
Prado Shadow hai.
I don't sound like I'm married for money, but like, it was the cutest thing I'd seen. I was like, thank you so much, but you know, so I'm okay. I'll do without this blue Civic, electric blue Civic somewhere in Punjab. But it was a really funny story.
Maybe there was a teaser.
And I sent a picture to my parents and I was like, look, I have hope. The Rishta's coming in. At least I have hope. So don't worry, it'll happen.
Okay. Do you think heartbreak makes one a better person?
I think it makes one a stronger person.
Yeah.
And definitely a person who's more self-aware if you learn how to deal with heartbreak. So it's made me a lot more self-aware. So it's worked in terms of my growth. But better person though you only become when you choose to be a better person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I guess. But heartbreak teaches you a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So it helps your growth.
Okay. Sure. Which moment would you like a do-over of?
As in like a moment in my life?
If you could do it, yeah, again.
Again?
Yeah. Something which you royally messed up.
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
I cannot say it on TV.
Okay. After the cameras are off.
Let's just say I was 9 years old and we were at a family gathering. Some uncle had passed away and everybody was reading duas and I sat in the corner and I passed some air loudly. And then I pretended it wasn't me.
But that's not your fault.
And people are like, beta, it was you. And I was like, no, it wasn't me. And I was so embarrassed because I was like, hey, gas comes out. I was 9. But it happens, guys. You know, it's a very natural part of your body. Sometimes you just need to let some air. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassing myself all over again. This is going to become my embarrassing story.
I love
in the
it.
future.
Okay. Would you rather have regrets over actions or inactions? I think I know the answer to this.
What?
The actions, obviously. You're like a do or die kind of person.
Yeah, but I'm trying to hold back now.
Okay. Last question, a bit of a googly. Will Smith or Chris Rock?
Oh, no. That is
Whose side are you on? With the slap.
I love Will Smith. I'm
know.
so disappointed.
I was very sad.
It's like, you know, your elder brother doing something.
I know.
And then you have to defend him.
It's so sad.
And hate him, but love him.
Yeah.
I'm on Chris Rock's side.
Yeah.
On this.
No one deserves that.
Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that kind of disrespect in any capacity. So I'm definitely on his side. And I would call my brother out for that as well.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I would eventually love my brother less.
Yeah, okay.
But right now,
brilliant answer.
So Will Smith, bad job. but we'll reconsider 3-4 years down the road and see.
Okay, okay.
He's apologized. I mean, I don't know, but yeah.
It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
you.
Anoushey. This was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we did. Hope to see you next time on The Tea with My Bookshelf.